Good evening, YouTubers. I just wanted to have a quick midweek update with you all on the pie on my Trading 212 account. But before we start that, just want to say a real thank you to everybody that subscribed. We've busted through the 100 subscriber mark now, which is brilliant for me. I didn't think I would get there this early, but there we are. We have achieved that, and that in itself has given me a custom URL or link to the Frugal Finance YouTube page. So if you want to share it about, please do use that. I'm really happy about that. So real thanks to everybody. So with all that said, let's get stuck in. So here we are, we're just loading up the Trading 212 app, and we'll just flick on over to the ISA side, and let's get straight into the pie. So the pie this week, as you can see, is up 6.09%. So again, maintaining a pretty healthy return. The market's been a little bit unstable, or a bit of a roller coaster in the last week or so, having gone up and down quite a considerable amount. I think we even got as high as 7 or 8% in this pie, and then that has obviously dipped down a little bit, and you can see that in the main portfolio. We're only at 3.75, and I think as of end of last week we were closer to 6. So in the pie, generally speaking, I've had a few dividend payments, which we'll flick on over to the dividend section. So here we are, and you'll see here there's a whole bunch of dividends. Obviously Realty Income, I hold more with them, a bit like AGNC and various other things like American Express. They're in the pie as well as in my normal portfolio. But you can see here total dividends currently racking out at £16.54. Obviously it's a little bit skewed because we get the odd one from AGNC, which is £6. Hopefully next month that'll be more like 12 quid. Quid being pounds, English pounds for those people abroad. I've looked at the analytics, and we seem to have quite a good Russian audience. So when I say quid, I mean pounds, British pounds, sterling, whatever you like to call it. Back on into the pie. And when we look at the actual individual holdings, there isn't really an awful lot to report. Obviously, things are generally, pretty healthy looking. Apple itself up 1.4% here. But if we go back to my main holdings of Apple, you'll see we're up 3.85%. So you have to bear that in mind when you're looking at the pie, in that the actual holdings here are your percentage returns in your pie, not your overall percentage if you double hold a stock. So hold it in your pie as well as your normal portfolio. So with that said, let's crack on through. Generally speaking, reasonably healthy returns on most of the stocks here, and the ones that haven't returned particularly good, they are really only sort of 2% down. So nothing too horrendous here. Everything's looking pretty okay, generally speaking. I don't tend to do a micro-analysis of any of these stocks anymore. I'm treating this much more like an ETF, in that it's 50 stocks. It's quite a wide spread across various different companies, but the main principle of it is paying a dividend. One thing that I did notice, which I've had the couple of last times I've put money into the pie, is that you'll see here it says £17.17p cash. Now in the UK, so obviously the time difference is going to be relative to where you are in the world, especially for those Russian and American viewers that I referred to earlier. If you put the money in when the markets are closed, obviously it can't put the money in. Now, I don't know if this is a Trading 212 thing that has changed, but it used to just hold on to the money and then credit it when the market opens, but now it keeps trying to credit it and then it gives up after a while. So then, in a way, annoyingly, it sits in your cash pile, which isn't a major deal, but basically you can only invest that money when the markets reopen. And the problem with this particular pie is because it's got 50 stocks in, the minimum entry is £100. So I have to credit basically £83 in order to then add that £17 to the market. And if I do the same thing again and upload it at say 7 o'clock at night when the American markets are open but the UK ones are closed, the same £17.70p will be 17p will be sat in that pot. So that's just something to look out for when you are investing into your pie. That if the market isn't open, it will try to, now it tries to repeat in, and if it can't get it in, then it doesn't bother with it, basically. So hopefully that's a nice little overview for you. Obviously in a few days time we'll have a look at this main portfolio and we'll see how well that's doing. As I always say, these videos are only for entertainment purposes. You shouldn't necessarily follow what I'm doing. You need to do your own research and take your own advice on things. I am just a guy on YouTube, just sharing his journey through the stock market. I'm no more wise on things than anybody else who does a similar sort of thing. And there are hundreds of people like me doing this on YouTube. So please don't forget to hit the like button. That really does help the videos get out to a wider audience. What it does is it allows YouTube to know that you like the video, someone liked it, so then it might show it to a new audience, and that's what helps the channel grow. Essentially, we've got to over 100 subscribers now. We're knocking on almost 110 now. So but thank you to anybody that smashed the like button and has. With that said, if you haven't already subscribed, please do feel free to subscribe. Hit the notification button. That will allow you to see when I've uploaded a video, and it will really help the channel out. So I'm very grateful to doing for the people that have subscribed and so on. So I shall see you next time. Have a great rest of your week.